Hello everyone, GadgetGirlKylie here, and welcome to my gameplay video of Sword Art Online Lost Song on the Sony PlayStation 4. So this is going to be like a thoughts, impressions, hints and tips video, guys, because most of you will know that I have already done a complete Let's Play walkthrough of Lost Song already. Links to that is in the video description. I've also done a complete Let's Play walkthrough of Hollow Fragment on the PS Vita and some gameplay videos of RE Hollow Fragment on the PS4 as well. So I wanted to also say thank you to David Lee for providing me with a copy of this game so that I can show you guys some awesome PS4 footage and give you guys my hints, tips, thoughts and opinions. So let's dive straight in.
Yes.
Kirito-kun!
リーファ
まったくもう先にログインしちゃうなんてどれだけ待ちきれないのよ。
すまん。
しょうがないんだから。でもついにこの時が来たんだね。
あれが新しく実装されたエリア。光と闇の神々が住まう伝説の浮島大陸。スバルト・アルブヘイムか。
うん、そうだよキリト君。で、今はお兄ちゃんでいいか。新エリアの実装を楽しみにしてたもんね。
ああ、ALO アルブヘイムオンラインを遊ぶようになって数ヶ月。この大型バージョンアップを俺を含めた数多くのプレイヤーたちは本当に心待ちにしていたんだ。
早く遊びたくてうずうずしてるって顔だね。さあ、いつまでもこんな遠くから見てないで早くあそこまで飛んでいこうよ。
ああ、行こうリーファ。
So this is the first island you start off in the game, guys, and there's a couple of islands to go to in the game. Each of them has their own elemental theme and various different dungeons to explore, quests to take up, and also treasures to find. There's some minor puzzles as well, but they're not really complicated.
そうだね。
ゆい。
来られましたよ、パパ。今日はお二人だけなんですか？後で落ち合うことになってるんだ。そうなんですね。
ユイ、ここは新エリアの。
はい、ここはまだ新エリアの入り口、浮島大陸の最初の島、浮島草原ボークリンデです。
So I'm going to try my best to answer various different questions that I've seen floating around online about this game. One of the questions is, can you have English voice acting? Sadly no, it is Japanese voice only, as you can hear from this video.
ここから一つずつ島を攻略していき、移動範囲を拡大していく。つまり、次の島に行けるようになるという仕組みです。
なるほどな。ありがとう、ユイ。
So if I miss out any questions on this video that you want answering, don't forget to leave comments down below, guys. I will be sure to get back to you and answer any questions you may have about the game.
ここで新しい ALO のプレイ方法をおさらいしておかない？
So I know how to do this, but for the sake of this video we are going to go through the tutorial here so you guys can see the awesome flying ability in this game.
そうするよ。
そうだね。何事も基本が大事だからね。では、私から説明させてもらいます。よく聞いていてくださいね。
Let's start by practicing basic movement. While on land, use the left stick to move. While moving with the left stick, press and hold R1 to dash, increasing your movement speed. Dashing is useful for when you want to run away or get closer to enemies. However, dashing slowly uses up your stamina points. When you run out of stamina points, you become fatigued. Once you're fatigued, you won't be able to move for a while. However, your stamina points will recover quickly, so you shouldn't worry too much about this. Alright, let's try moving to that glowing point. So it looks pretty nice, the surroundings. Okay, so with the left stick just normally running here, and then pressing R1, we're dashing, and as you can see, that yellow bar in the top left hand corner is our stamina bar, so it will start depleting as we run around. You've got movement down pat. Next, let's talk about search points. Search points are glowing spots you'll see in outdoor areas and in dungeons. By examining them, you can discover the currency of Svart Online, Yuld, or items. Hey Kirito, look, there's a search point right over there. So the yellow points, and you will find these dotted around the map. And some of them you will need to fly to get to as well, guys, and they will regenerate as well. After you approach a search point, you can examine it by pressing circle. Why not give it a try? So we can also jump with X as well, guys. Something you couldn't do in Hollow Fragment. You found Yuld. You can find both Yuld and items for enhancing your weapons, crafting materials from search points. Search points can be found on both the ground and in the sky. Make sure to examine any you find. Okay then, next on our list of things to practice are floating mode and flight mode. When you want to get off the ground and up into the air, press the D-pad to switch your current movement mode. There are two different modes of aerial movement. Floating mode lets you hover, flight mode lets you soar like a bird. Come on big brother, let's try floating. To start, you will need to activate floating mode. Activate floating mode by pressing either left on the D-pad or right on the D-pad. Hold X to ascend or press X twice to descend. First, try going up as high as you can. There we go. If you attempt to go any higher, you will hit this area's altitude limit. So each island has an altitude limit, but you can actually lift that limit by solving certain storyline missions. I won't say anymore. In Svart Alfheim, each area has its own altitude limit. If you try to go beyond the altitude limit, floating or flight mode will be cancelled, and you'll fall. Be careful. Let's practice a little more, Daddy. Please float back to the ground. You can descend by pressing X twice. It can be pretty scary, but you can press down on the D-pad to switch to walking mode and free fall back down to the ground. So this is interesting. If you want to go down to the ground quickly, I suggest pressing down on the D-pad because it doesn't actually damage you. So it doesn't cause you any loss of health. So if you need to quickly get down to the ground, I suggest doing that rather than double tapping X. For example, I'll show you now. So watch our health. Nothing happened. Yui spoke, of course, but you don't lose health from it anyway, guys. That should be everything for floating mode. Our next lesson will be practicing flight mode. Press up on the D-pad to switch to flight mode. In flight mode, you will automatically fly forward. Use the left stick to freely control your movement in the air. You can also increase your speed by dashing and even enter an aerial drive which lets you fly even faster. Heh, you were a total noob when you first started flying, Kirito, but you've gotten the hang of it pretty quickly. I agree, Daddy is amazing! Okay, so we've got to get to that point here. Let's practice. Fly to that glowing point while in flight mode. Okay, so here we go. I'm moving with the left stick. And R1 to go fast. As you can see, that depletes our stamina by using the R1 button. Looks so cool when you're flying, Daddy. Keep in mind that both dashing and aerial drives use up stamina points when you are in flight mode. However, it can be very useful when you want to close in on a pesky enemy in a hurry. You should be an expert at flying by now. What's next, Yui? So this is the combat tutorial here, guys. Battle, let's start with the basics to make sure we don't forget anything. There are two types of attacks. Use a weak attack by pressing square, or use a strong attack by pressing triangle. Strong attacks use up stamina points, but they are very powerful. When you attack, your weapon will automatically be drawn. Press R1 to quickly to switch between having it drawn or sheathed. The trick is to press R1 lightly and quickly. You still haven't learned any magic, but when you do, remember your weapon needs to be sheathed for you to cast magic. Look over there, an enemy, let's fight. So obviously magic wasn't in Hollow Fragment. Obviously we had various different skills and stuff, but this game has magic, and the magic is really cool and awesome, guys. Right, before I enter combat, I just want to fly again, because I didn't do this before. So R1 and X to go a lot faster, but look how quickly that depletes our stamina by doing that. But it will regenerate if we just let go. So this is really handy for flying around extremely fast. So let's go on the ground. So flying is really awesome, but I just want to say, guys, I prefer not to take part in fighting while flying. I personally find it a little bit awkward to do, so I just did square there. And then triangle. Especially on big bosses, sometimes it is a little bit awkward with the lock-on system flying around. But that said, it wasn't so frustrating that it ruined the game for me. I still really enjoyed playing through this game, and the flying is so awesome, getting around areas as well. Really handy. Hey, great job! Uh-oh, more enemies spawned. Let's wipe the floor with these two. These look a bit tougher than the others. You can use dodge and guard to deal with enemy attacks, giving you an advantage in battle. Press circle while moving with the left stick to perform a dodge, or press R1 plus circle to guard. When you are hit by an attack that sends you flying, you can use dodge to perform a recovery to quickly get on your feet. If you don't perform a recovery, you'll be knocked down. When you're lying on the ground, you're defenseless. Dodging uses stamina points and guarding uses the guard meter. Keep your eye on how much of each you have left. Let's hurry up and give it a try. So there we go. Using circle and the left stick to dodge, and as you can see, it is depleting our yellow stamina bar in the top left there. So if you want to lock on, you press L1. And this is guarding here. I didn't do a recovery there. So if you hold down R1 with your weapon drawn, as you can see in the lower right hand corner, I've got two skills there. So triangle. And I just need to let my MP recover to do the square one. There we go, and square. Ooh, that looks flashier than on the PS3 version, in my opinion. So let's try and do a block. Come on, attack me. Come on, big boy. He doesn't want to. There we go. As you can see, that depleted the circle that appears while I'm blocking. So that's your block meter. Do you remember how to dodge, guard and perform a recovery? The timing to dodge an attack or to press R1 plus circle to guard seems like it might be a bit hard to get down. It can be, but it is worth the effort to master. Now let us continue practicing by learning about the lock-on feature. So this is what I just spoke about a moment ago. When enemies are about, hold L1 to lock on to the enemy closest to the camera. Lock-on means that your view will automatically face toward the enemy you have locked onto, right? Correct. It's very useful when facing faster enemies. This is another battle basic you should become proficient at. Brother, get out there and show me how it's done. Lock on by holding L1, a red mark will appear on the enemy you have locked onto. So, while flying, this lock-on can be a bit troublesome sometimes, in my opinion. So, it is like practice makes perfect, guys. I didn't do a recovery again. Alright, that's the stuff. Enemy down. And look what we have here. It even dropped some Yuld. Defeated enemies can drop Yuld, weapons and other items. So this is actually how you get weapons in the game, guys. I wanted to talk about this. You cannot craft weapons in this game, sadly. You can get weapons from defeating enemies. They will need to be identified back in town though. So you can't equip them there and then. You have to go and identify them first. And you can also get materials which allows you to enhance your weapons. So each weapon can go to, I believe it's plus 10. So you will need to get like rare ores and stuff like that to enhance them and increase their strength and things like that. And also, by the way, guys, check out a link in the video description. There's a link to a forum thread and it will tell you what missions you will need to do to get certain rare materials for enhancing weapons, and where you can find certain weapons like the legendary sword Ragnarok. So make sure you check out that link in the video description, guys. If you want to review anything we practiced today, you can fight monsters and move around freely in this area.
どうだった？待望の新エリアの感想は。
すっごく面白いな、これは。
そう言うと思った。まあ、私も同じ気持ちだけどね。これからの攻略も楽しみだね。それじゃあおさらいも終わったことだし、そろそろ街に行ってみようよ。
Awesome, so there's a few things I want to talk about when we head back to town as well, guys.
そうだな。天イモンはどこだろう。
パパ、こういう時はマーカーを使うんです。
マーカー？そんなものあったっけ？
スバルト・アールブヘイムが実装された時に配られたマニュアルに記載されてましたよ。
ユイ、ちょっと説明してもらえるか？
はい、わかりました。
The marker is located in the upper right of the screen. It's the red mark shown on the map. This red marker is displayed on the map when there is an important objective you need to complete.
このマーカーが指している方向に行けば転移門にたどり着けるってわけだね。これはかなり便利かも。
ああ、そうだな。活用できれば 攻略に役立ちそうだ。
Okay, so as you can see, So I'm just going to use up all of this. As you can see, if you use up all of your stamina bar, you will need to stop and rest. So I just wanted to show you guys that as well. So this game is really lovely. I can tell a visual upgrade from the PlayStation 3 version. So it does look really nice and it feels smooth as well. Look at the lovely glitter on Kirito's wings. He looks fabulous. As you can see, this is where we can leave the area and go to town. In Svart Alfheim, towns and other areas are often connected by these teleport gates. As you proceed through the game, you will unlock new destinations that can be reached through these teleport gates. So, there are more places to see besides this meadow island. I'm looking forward to seeing what lies ahead. Alright then, let's use the teleport gate to head to town. So if I remember correctly, there's this first island, which is like a grassy area. There's a sand island, like a desert island. There's also an ice island, and then there's a dark island as well. I think that's all of them. Move into the teleport gate to display the teleport menu. You can select the town from there. So here we go, this is town. I will show you around and talk about various different things in town that you can do as well, guys. But we may have some events that we need to trigger first of all. So remember, if you ever get stuck on anything, guys, I have a complete Let's Play walkthrough of this game already. So feel free to check that out if you need help as well. On things I haven't covered in this video, obviously. I'm not surprised. Kirito might fly into a building again and crash on the floor. Okie dokes. So, over here, if we speak to this lovely lady at the counter. Welcome to the item shop. So as you can see, we can buy various different items here. So we've got different tabs. We've got all, consumable, special arrow, and that's it really. I don't have enough money. My money is in the top right hand corner. I've only got 60 gold, so I can't buy anything right now. We can also sell as well. So we can buy things to send it directly to our warehouse. We can sell anything in our inventory, and we can also sell stuff in our warehouse here as well. Items can be used from the menu displayed by pressing the touchpad on the DualShock 4 while outside or in a dungeon. So let's just have a look over here. Oh, we can't go in there. Hang on. That's not letting us go into these places yet, so it looks like I'm going to have to go over here and trigger this event first. There's Asuna.
Kirito-kun! わ、アスナたちが到着したな。
やっぱりあんたたち待ち合わせ時間より先に来てる。
So come on, I'm gonna have to ask the question, who is your waifu out of all the lovely ladies in SAO? Don't be shy, leave comments down below.
仕方ないですよリズさん。キリトさんが待ちきれるわけないじゃないですか。
ほんと、あんたって欲望に忠実というか団体行動を乱すわよね。まあそれがあんたらしいっちゃあんたらしいけどここ数日キリト君ずっとそわそわしてたもんね。それだけ楽しみだったってことでしょ。やっほーキリト、相変わらず元気そうだね。
Now, if you're wondering who these two characters are, on the left we have Philia, and on the right we have Straya, and these are characters that showed up in the game called Hollow Fragment. So I either advise playing that game if you want to know who they are and their stories, or I guess you could kind of cheat and look up their backstories on Wiki or something like that. But they are amazing. Both characters are really interesting. I really love Philia's story and Straya as well.
キリト相変わらず早いね。私たちを置いていかないでよ。
And again, I've also done a complete Let's Play walkthrough of Hollow Fragment as well, so you could also watch that if you want to know the stories of Philia and Straya.
おいおい、さっきから俺たちのこと忘れてないか？
クライン、エギルも来てくれたんだな。
ネットでも話題になってた前代未聞の大型バージョンアップだぞ。ゲーマーなら公開直後のログインは基本だろ。
しかし俺たちも水強なもんだよな。あれだけの目にあっておきながらこうしてまたこの世界に来ちまってる。
そうだね。アインクラッドで2年以上も戦い続けてきて、またみんなでこうして集まれるだなんてなんだか不思議な気分。
Oh, it's bringing back all the good time memories of playing Lost Song.
俺たちはあの場所で
And playing Hollow Fragment as well.
さまざまなことを教わった。
And I don't need to tell you guys, but I'm definitely going to be covering Sword Art Online Hollow Realization here on my channel as well, guys.
あの時生まれた絆があるからこそ、またみんな一緒にここに立っていられるんだと思う。
どうしたよキリト？なんだか黄昏れてるじゃねえか。
Asuna's the one that looks blue. Ha 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 ha. Cheese.
クライン、茶化すなよ。さあ、そろそろ行こう。もうたくさんのプレイヤーたちがこの新エリアに挑戦してるはずだ。
腕が鳴るわね。どんな新しいお宝が眠ってるのかな。楽しみだよ。
さあ、新しい素材を見つけるわよ。
俺も新商品をどんどん仕入れるぜ。
みんな頑張ろうね。
おうよ、俺もかっこいいとこ見せてやるぜ。
データの分析は任せてください。私も頑張っちゃうよ。おお、みんな気合い入ってる。私も負けてられないな。行こう、キリト君。
なあ、スバルトアルブヘイム攻略開始。俺の名前は桐ヶ谷和人。でも俺にはもう一つの名前がある。本名と同じくらい、いやそれ以上に今となっては価値を持つ名前、キリト。 こう呼ばれることがとても自然になった。そう2年前のあの事件から。2022年 VRMMO と呼ばれるジャンルを確立し、ベータテストから世間の話題をさらった。それはこう呼ばれたソードアートオンライン。それは五感を全てシミュレートし、脳に直接インプットするバーチャル世界。しかし開発統括の茅場明彦は1万人という膨大なプレイヤーをゲームからログアウトできないようにした。ただの疑似世界の遊びではなく、ゲームオーバーイコール現実の死という絶対的なルールのもとで、プレイヤーたちのログアウトの条件はゲームをクリアすること。そして2年後、ようやくゲームはクリアされ、デスゲームは終焉を迎えたが、その間4000人が死んだ。その犠牲はあまりにも大きく、ログアウトできたプレイヤーは2年前とは比べようもないほど衰弱していた。俺たち SAO のプレイヤーだった者は施設に入院させられ、数ヶ月のリハビリ後、ようやく退院することとなった。新エリアに上陸したわけだけど、さてこれからどうしようか。
まずは小手調べとして定番のクエストがいいんじゃないですかね。いろんなのがあるみたいですけど、何かいいクエストはありますかね。
So hopefully after this event, guys, I can show you around town a bit more and talk about a few things.
それならもってこいのやつがあるわよ。手軽にできそうだから初クエストにはちょうどいいんじゃないかな。
キリト、その小手調べクエストはどこに行けば受けられるんだ？
フィールドに出て転移門から北東にあるダンジョンともう一つあるみたいだ。
それほど強い敵もいないだろうし、様子見としては良さそうね。
素材になるアイテムがあるらしいから装備強化に使えるし、食材になる敵もいるらしいわ。装備が鍛えられる素材は魅力的ですね。私も欲しい食材があるの楽しみだな。
それじゃ決まりだな。二手に分かれて早速そのクエストをやってみるか。さてこっちのパーティーの目的地は転移門から北東にあるダンジョン。メンバーは俺とアスナ、リーファー、シノンか。
今回はこのメンバーでパーティーを組むんですね。パーティー編成は宿やグリーンカムビ、金環のオンドリ邸でできますよ。早速行ってみましょう。
ここでパーティー編成ができるんだな。
Okay, that's awesome. We don't have to come here.
はい、編成できるのは1名から3名までです。
編成に入れたメンバー以外はどうなるんだ？
バトルには参加できませんが一緒に冒険できますよ。バトルに参加するメンバーを変更したいときは毎回この宿屋で行うシステムになっています。
So basically you can have whoever you want in your party, but the whole team is with you, especially when it comes to storyline. So even though they're not on your team, they still will be travelling with you and you still will see them in story event cutscenes.
今回パパが編成できるのはパパとママ、リーファさんとシノンさんです。早速やってみてください。
You can prepare yourself for your adventures at the inn. Edit party, press circle at your desk. Save, press circle at your bed. Item storage, press circle at the warehouse. Change equipment, press circle at your cabinet. Then select equip or skills. Okay, so here we go. Edit party. So view equipment. On this game, guys, you cannot get armors. Like on Hollow Fragment, there were so many armors you could collect and equip to people, but on this game, sadly, it's just for looks. Like, there's no benefit to having armors on characters, and they're pretty limited as well. If you want to check out what outfits you can equip to everybody, then there is a link in the video description to a video I've done of Lost Song showing all the outfits, including some swimsuit sexy DLC outfits as well, so make sure you check that out also. I think the max level for this game is level 1000, guys, so we all start off at level 100 right now. And everyone's got 0 defense as well. So let's go ahead and add Asuna to our team, and also Shinon. To change party members' skills, open the menu with the options button and select party member. Change equipment, select their equipment, edit skills, select their skills. Which I will be taking a look at in a moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and press options now. So if we go on this top one, this is for the main character you're controlling, so you don't have to control Kirito, guys, at all times. So status, as you can see, dual wielding, got 2 swords equipped, and on the right hand side there we can have dual blade, one-handed sword and two-handed sword, and it gives a skill level as well. And the more you use that particular style, the more you will level it up. And as you level it up, you will unlock new abilities. So I just want to go through these now. So as you can see, I've got 2. If I press X on an empty slot, you can bring up a list here. And as you can see, there's a load of question marks. However, if I press triangle on this, it says, to unlock this next ability, I require a dual blades skill level of 200, so I need to level it up by another 100 because we're at 100 now. So that's what I mean by increasing your skill level, guys. You will unlock more abilities to use. So if I scroll to the right, I can also equip these just in case. Won't be able to use them in battle unless I'm using that particular style. Magic, so we've got healing at the moment. And again, if we press triangle on anything that's got a question mark, we can see what level is required to unlock that particular magic skill. So, fire, water, wind, earth, holy. Kirito can't do any holy magic, but he can do dark. And that's because of the character class that he is. Can't do any song, no familiar. Can do quite a lot of specials. We can actually equip that now if we want. Scroll over to battle skills. Let's equip that. And again, if you press triangle, you can check what required skill level you need to unlock that particular question mark skill. Passive, we don't have any, I don't think. Oh, we do, increase attack. So these you don't need to equip, they're just like active already. So we actually don't have any items right now either. I don't think we've got any extra weapons. Nope. Normal outfit. Oh, nice. So straight away we get the GGO avatar. So let's have a quick look at that. There we go. And let's go ahead and switch again. GE collab outfit. Oh, so that's something a bit different. I don't think I had that previously on Lost Song on the PS3. I don't remember having it anyway, so I think we're going to go ahead and use this for now. So that's how you change outfit, guys. So let's go over to my other party members and check out Asuna. So there we go. Those are her weapons, so she can use a bow, mace, and I always struggle to say this. Rapier? Rapier? I don't know. So right away we can equip school uniform, swimsuit, bath towel. So this is something I didn't have either. We can't actually see that right now, thinking about it, because we can't see that until we go outside. So I'll leave bath towel on, because I know you guys are pervs and you kind of want to see that. So Asena's really good for healing and ice. She's got some amazing OP. Honestly, her ice magic is so strong. Okay, that's equipped already. Battle skills, increase MP, let's equip that. Passive skills, what does she have? She has that one, increased magic attack. Okay, let's go to Shinon. So she's just got a dagger equipped at the moment. Because I don't actually have a bow yet, I don't think. I'm also going to show you a really easy way to level up your weapons, you know, your skill level, to learn new moves and stuff. It's kind of like a little cheat way. If you want to step away or go out, you can let your characters level up while you're gone. I have shown it in my walkthrough before, so I will go ahead and show you guys that shortly. Let's put both girls in a bath towel, why not? Also, you've got messages as well. You will get messages from characters when you've completed storyline missions and stuff like that, or special events. And they're pretty funny to read, actually. So over here we've got quests. And then we've got options. So we can actually change the difficulty, but we can't do it from here. You can only do it from the main menu before you load into your game. So changing the difficulty will affect experience gained and obviously how hard enemies are and stuff like that. So you can also change the camera as well if you wish. So obviously we can go ahead and save our game over here, which I'm just going to have a sneaky save now, as I like to call it, a snave. So over here we've got the gallery, and you will unlock more pictures as you progress through the game. Now, just like I did with Hollow Fragment, I've also done it with this game, Lost Song. I've created a folder in my Dropbox where you guys can go ahead and download some free wallpapers of both games for free. I said that twice. But yeah, I can't stress enough, it is free, guys. I don't know why some people came along thinking I would be charging. It's not my artwork, so why would I do that? Anyway, I've done them in nice, full quality. They are of large sizes, and I took my time, especially with this game, getting some nice pauses within combat and some of the cutscenes to get some really nice wallpapers, guys. So again, I will put a link to both those wallpaper videos in the video description. So if you want to go ahead and check out those videos, you can see what you will be getting in the folders, and you can go ahead and download the folders and have some nice free wallpaper as well. So obviously, as you progress through the game, you will unlock more events, more cutscenes, and you will get more of these to look at in the gallery. And What else is left? Here we go. Change equipment from here. We don't need to look at that. We've also got the storage here, so we can move things to our inventory, and we can also store things in the warehouse as well. Right, I think that's everything, so let's go ahead and leave for now. Okay, so I don't want to go out of there yet. Okay, so this game does have online multiplayer, guys. However, it won't be open right away. Normally there's a lady, I think, in this window. Yeah, in this window here. And you can go online and take on various quests of various difficulty. Most of them are against bosses that you find while playing through the game. Some of them are to kill little minion monsters and stuff like that. But it's pretty fun anyway. I think it unlocks after you've completed the first island. Don't quote me on that. It might be a little bit sooner, but I know it's not, like, it doesn't take hours to unlock it, so don't worry about that. So you can jump online, and obviously you can get some weapons from defeating enemies online as well. You don't have to do the missions online. There are some offline ones as well. So again, if you want to check out what materials and weapons you can get from these quests, check out the links in the video description. There's a full run post and it tells you what materials and weapons you can get from certain quests in that post. Anyway, if we go over here, speak to this lady, you can change equipment and skills here. So yeah, we don't need to do that right now. And that's about it in here for now until you progress further into the game. So we want to go over here. This is where we can identify weapons we've picked up from monsters and also enhance weapons as well. See, it's quite deceiving that it says you can craft new equipment, because you can't craft equipment, you can only identify and enhance. So we can't go inside yet anyway. But it's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. You just go in. If Liz is in your team, you will speak to some other random NPC who's took over the shop for now, and you can get him to enhance or identify equipment that you've picked up in the field. Right, so let's go ahead and go over here now. So as you can see, there's actually 2 dots on the map. Those will be events that we can unlock. But I don't want to do that yet. I just want to go over here. So around here, it's not there yet, but there's an arena where you can do PvP. I don't know if we will have access to this on this game. I assume we will, because already we've got some costume DLC that I didn't get on the other version of the game, so it might take a little bit to unlock, and then you can go in and do some PvP. If you want to go ahead and check out what that's like, then again, links in the video description to my Lost Song playthrough. I've done a lot of PvP arena fights in that playlist. So let's go ahead and trigger these events over here. So you can't actually ever go through here. This is it. This is the town. Just this bit. And again, you can't go in there either. So let me have a look at my notes and see what I can talk about. I've spoke about there being no crafting, only enhancing and identifying weapons. You get items from defeating monsters and materials from defeating monsters. Again, you can't actually get any armor, you can only get outfits from either DLC or you need to progress through the game, and you will actually unlock more outfits as you complete the story of the game. Game length. So this game is actually nowhere near as long as Hollow Fragment, guys. Hollow Fragment easily will take you over 100 hours or more. Heck, I mean, I did over 250 Let's Play episodes of the game, and I've still not completed everything on the game either. And RE Hollow Fragment has more in it as well, so that's going to be even longer. Lost Song, I would say the main story of the game will take you anywhere from 20 hours or more. It depends how quickly you rush through it, really, but it's not really a long game. But that's said, it's still very enjoyable, a really good storyline, really interesting, some great characters in it like Rain, Seven, Sumeragi, stuff like that. So it's a really good game and I do recommend picking it up. I thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest, guys. I much prefer the combat in this game just because the menu system is a lot cleaner to me. I don't like my game screen being very busy, and on Hollow Fragment you have a load of skills to select from and bring up on the screen. If you bring up the menu that shows all of the skills you can use, it's too busy for me. So I prefer the menu system and combat in this game, and I do like the flying, but as I said earlier, I don't really like the flying during combat. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go out now and check out the field a bit more. Because I want to show you the sneaky way to level up easily.
Sate, 俺たちの目的地はここから北東にあるダンジョンだな。早速マーカーを頼りに進んでみよう。
Press R1 to display the skill menu. I said that weird, menu. While the skill menu is displayed, press triangle, square, up on the D-pad, left on the D-pad, down on the D-pad or right on the D-pad to use the appropriate skill. While your weapon is drawn, you can use sword skills. While your weapon is sheathed, you can use magic skills. Make sure to double check which you will use. So, there we've got Shinon and Asuna in the bath towels. That's quite funny. Wow, okay, so already there's so much more enemies on screen. It was... Is that actually people running around as well? I'll just wait for them to finish talking a second. Right, okay, so what I wanted to say, guys, is already there's so much more enemies on screen. On the PlayStation 3 version, there was never this amount of enemies on screen at once. There was always like a group of enemies, and then you had to walk away further afield and other enemies would appear, but I've never seen this many on the PS3 version, so... And also, I've never before seen other characters running around, so there we have one there. So this didn't happen on the PS3 version. Other players running around, fighting enemies and stuff. Obviously during the storyline quests, you may come across some other characters and you may have to do some PvP and stuff like that, but I've never seen anyone running around in the field like this before. So anyway, I am going to show you guys... Right, how do I give commands? There we go. Commands, if you press the touchpad on the DualShock 4, commands, and then... Oh, hang on. Press charge. This is a sneaky way to actually allow your two teammates to level up their weapons. So their weapon skill level and their magic skill level. But it's going to be... I don't know how well it's going to work on this game because there's so many enemies on this particular version. You're going to need to find a spot where there's no flying enemies, I think. So let's just have a look. There's some flying enemies there, flying enemies there. I don't know, really. Seems to be flying enemies. Ooh, there's a silver bat up there. But yeah, if you find somewhere where there's no flying enemies, basically what you need to do is just hover with your controlled character. Press the touchpad. Tell your two teammates to charge, and they will continue attacking the enemies over and over. And you can go out if you want, you can walk away, and they will level up their skill level with their weapons and also their skill level with their magic. So, and obviously their level in general will level up as well. So it's a good way to train if you don't have the time. Like, I did this a lot, it was very easy. Obviously it's a bit cheap, you might want to just do it manually. And the only downside to this is that obviously the character that you're controlling, that you leave just hovering while the other two attack, they won't level up their magic skill level and they won't level up their weapon skill level. The only thing that will level up is their just general level from gaining experience. So that's the downside, but you can always like switch around who you're controlling in your team every so often just to try and make things a bit more fair. So yeah, I just can't get over how many more enemies are on screen, man. That's a lot of enemies.
This
魔法で封印されてるみたいだね。ということは物理攻撃じゃ破壊できないの？そうみたいね。これじゃあ先に進めないわ。
となると、おそらくこの扉の封印を解除する仕掛けがあると思うんだけど。ここに不自然に穴が開いてるぞ。
So sometimes you're going to get little puzzles like this where you have to go and find something to open a door, or inside a dungeon or cavern there's going to be certain switches you're going to need to trigger to open up doors within that dungeon or cavern. Stuff like that. The puzzles really aren't complex, guys, honestly. They're really easy, so you shouldn't really get stuck, but obviously if you do, feel free to check out my walkthrough of the game if need be.
石板か何かを収めるのかしら。怪しいわね。
他にも何かあるかもしれないな。この辺りを散策してみよう。
わかった。
みんな、ちょっとこれを見てくれ。
何か書いてあるよ。トールのコーチ？あ、さっき移動してる時にこの先に農場みたいな場所があるのが見えたわ。きっとその農場のことを言ってるんですよ。扉を開けるヒントがあるかもしれないわね。
ああ、それじゃあトールのコーチに行ってみようぜ。
オッケー。
Right, something else I want to mention, guys, is that when it comes to your party, you don't have to control Kirito if you don't want to, but there are some events, like in town and stuff, where you will need to control Kirito to make them appear on the minimap. So I do advise like switching around your team every so often to see if new special events pop up on the minimap inside town. So I want to talk about this game a bit more now. I have done a review already, not like a professional review because I'm not really a reviewer and I don't claim to be, but like just an honest thoughts and impressions and opinions about the game. But yeah, basically I really like the game. It's a lot shorter than Hollow Fragment, but as I said, I prefer the combat and how clean the menu system is. I would prefer to be able to find awesome equipment though in this game. That's something I did miss when playing through Lost Song. Changing equipment, collecting awesome equipment and collecting a load of weapons, because this game is pretty restricted in that respect. Like, there's not loads of different variety of weapons that you can collect. There's like different skills you can get on your weapons, like stun and sleep and things like that, which I suppose does add another level of collectability to those weapons, but I just feel like it's a lot more restricted compared to Hollow Fragment when it comes to variety of armor and weapon collecting. And the other thing as well is that you will find yourself facing the same boss over and over and over, like the same design of boss. Like sometimes it'll have different abilities or behave slightly differently or maybe be a different element, but a lot of the enemies in this game are just like repeated over and over again. I know Hollow Fragment had that, but it feels more... Well, I think it happens more often in this game, if I'm being honest.
さすが生粋のゲーマーは違うね。しかもキリト君ってば相当前からこのゲームに目をつけてたもんね。
ああ、そうだったな。そう、俺は SAO から生還し、退院してすぐに ALO に興味を持った。無事に家に戻り、ようやく現実の生活に慣れつつあった頃。
お兄ちゃん、ちょっといい？
妹のすぐ母。ゲーム内ではリーファと呼ばれており、SAO を生き抜いたプレイヤーの一人だ。
I suppose now's a good time to talk about this. I know one of the questions people usually ask is, will I need to have played Hollow Fragment to understand Lost Song? And there's multiple answers to this really. If you've watched the anime, then it doesn't really matter. If you've read the manga, it doesn't really matter. But if you're like totally new to the series and you're just wanting to play the games and you don't want to watch the anime or don't want to read the manga, then I do suggest playing through Hollow Fragment first, just because there are some references from this game, you know, that talk about events that happen in Hollow Fragment. And also, obviously, you've got Philia and Straya, and you won't really know much about them unless you played Hollow Fragment as well. So I do suggest playing that game first and then come into this game.
私が前に遊んでた別の VRMMO があるって紹介したよね。
まあ、アルブヘイムオンラインだな。通称 ALO。空を自由に飛べるゲームで種族間の争いが一つの要素なんだよな。
そう。そして SAO のサーバーをコピーしたゲームが ALO なの。
俺の恋人、結城アスナ。彼女とは SAO の中で出会った。さまざまな出来事に巻き込まれ、二人で苦楽を分かち合い、俺たちは深い絆でつながれた。辛かった出来事、忘れたい記憶、重すぎる事実が心にのしかかる。俺たちには 2年以上も生き抜いたあの世界で確かに得たものがある。そう感じていた。
で、お兄ちゃん、ちょっとこの記事を見て。
ネットワーク世界で人気の歌姫セブンは実は天才科学者だった。それはマニアックな人が読む記事ではなく、テレビのニュースで流れるような大衆に向けて用意されたものだった。
歌姫セブンは12歳ながらその天才的な頭脳でさまざまな学位を飛び級で取得し、アメリカの MIT を首席で卒業したという天才科学者である。本名七色アルシャービン女子だって。
ああ、それ知ってるぞ。日本人とロシア人のハーフの子なんだろ。仮想ネットワーク社会を研究してるんだって。ネットにも VR やフルダイブについて考察した論文がいくつも掲載されてたぞ。
よく知ってるね。
ああ、俺はまだ誰にも言っていなかったが、将来は留学して VR 技術の研究をしたいと思ってた。だからこの幼い研究者のことはとても気になっていたのだ。
それでね、 VRMMO の中でアイドル活動してるんだって。 SAO で戦ってきた私たちとしてはびっくりだよね。そうだね。
でもこういうお祭り的な感じが本来のオンラインゲームなんだよ。
でも科学者がアイドルなんてすごいよね。私だったら恥ずかしくて絶対無理って思っちゃうけど、12歳で天才で、しかも歌だけじゃなくて自分で作詞作曲アレンジもしてるなんて。
この記事、歌姫の七色に透き通るようになった声が世界を照らし、種族同士の争いを止め和平の道へと誘うって書かれてる。 ALO ってプレイヤーキルがあり、というか種族同士の競い合いが前提なのに攻略のある意味足かせにならないの？
やっぱり外国の人のゲームの楽しみ方はスケールが違うな。
VRMMO 研究で注目を浴びている少女、ちょっと興味が湧いてきたな。
Okay, let's go over here.
プレイヤーがいるぞ。
よし、ここのモンスターの討伐は完了した。次に進むぞ。
ああ、他のプレイヤーに先を越されるわけにはいかないからな。早く。
Oops, I kind of just skipped what he was saying there.
あいつら、あの様子だと結構上級者みたいだな。
ここのフィールドに来ているパーティーだもの。腕に覚えがあるやつらだと思う。もしかすると私たちのライバルになるかもね。
一体どこのギルドだったんだろう。
さて、私たちもクエスト進めようよ。
ああ、そうだな。
So this game has some really interesting characters in it that I mentioned before: Sumeragi, Seven, Rain.
ここで何かヒントが見つかるといいよね。
なあ。
They've got some great storylines, guys, as well.
まだまだいけるわ。
長い間人が住んでいないみたいで、あちこち傷んでますね。鍵がかかっていて開きませんね。
Oh, you bugger.
頑張って。
do some magic.
助かったわ。これにするね。調子いいじゃない。
お、鍵があったぞ。
これで建物の中に入れるわね。
キリト君、早く開けてみてよ。
ああ、わかった。どうやら建物の中にモンスターがいないようだな。
ほら見て、あそこにあるのって石板じゃない？
So there we go, a piece of the puzzle.
でもこれ岩の扉にあった穴よりずいぶん小さくないか？
うん、半分くらいの大きさだと思う。もしかしてもう半分必要な
So
の
we need
かな？
another half, basically.
ねえねえキリト君、向こうに日記が置いてあったよ。
でかした。何かヒントが隠されてるかもしれないな。かなり古びてるけどどうにか読めそうだ。
それじゃあ読んでみるわね。
Here we go, so there we go, that will be another piece of artwork unlocked for the gallery.
どうしよ
And this game doesn't have as many pieces of artwork as Hollow Fragment had, or special cutscenes, which is a shame. And I know some people have had different opinions about the artwork in this game compared to Hollow Fragment. Like, some people say that they don't like it as much. I definitely noticed a difference, put it that way, when I first started playing Lost Song, but I didn't, like, the colours kind of seem not as bright to me, but that said, it did grow on me and I don't see it as anything negative now. I just wish there were more special event artwork cutscenes like this one in this
う。
game.
バーンに1枚奪われてしまった。このことは誰にも言えない。一生秘密のまま生きるんだ。
Plus Shin on with glasses is just kawaii.
秘密を守ったまま生涯を終えることができそうだ。でも本心では誰かに見つけてほしいんだ。これで終わりみたいね。誰かがこの石板を半分に割ってしまったみたい。ワイバーンってモンスターの名前だよね。
ああ、そいつのいるところに石板の片割れがあるってことだな。ユイ、どこにいるかわかるか？
ワイバーンはここから北にある浮島に生息しています。
これで次の目的地が決まったな。
うん、次はその浮島に行ってみよう。
そういえばアスナっていつの間にシノンと仲良くなったんだ？何気にシノノンって呼んでるしさ。
パパ、あの辺りの浮島が目的地です。
なあ、もうすぐ到着。ここが日記に書いてあった浮島か。さて、ワイバーンはどこにいるのやら。
キルト君、あそこ。
Oh yeah. Why not show off a bit more aerial combat?
いきなりボスの出ましか。
このモンスターを倒せばもう一つの石板のかけらをゲットできるんだね。
よし、みんな行くぞ。
このボスを倒せばクエストクリアです。頑張ってください。
なんの？
この程度問題ないわ。
Right, let's take you out first.
大丈夫、かすり傷よ。
これで決めてやる。
よくなったわ。
I've totally forgotten how to use Union now. It's been so long.
パパ、敵の体力が半分を切りました。さすがです。
Mind you, I never really used it on my original playthrough,
こんなの
especially during aerial
クエスト
combat.
クリアよ。
やりましたね。お見事です。やったー。
やったね。みんなお疲れ様。
皆さんやりましたね。
ああ、これで石板のかけらが揃ったな。
この石板をはめれば封印されていた扉が開くんだよね。やっとダンジョンの中に入れるってことね。
早速行ってみようよ。
ああ、そうだな。
あそこにプレイヤーがいるよ。別のパーティーもいたんだね。
あれ？どこかで見たと思ったら、さっき農場にいた人たちだよね。
お疲れ様。俺たちも同じクエストやってるんだ。そっちは順調か？
ああ、順調さ。ワイバンもお前たちより先に倒したぞ。このクエストは先にクリアさせてもらうぜ。
俺たちだって負けないぜ。
お前たちもせいぜい頑張れよ。俺たちに追いつけるとは思えないがな。
随分自信があるんだな。有力ギルドにでも所属しているのか？
ああ、俺たちは。
おい、先を急ぐぞ。
ああ、お前たちまたな。
なあ。
自信に見合った実力がありそうだったわね。
ああ、さっき農場であいつらの戦闘を見かけたけど、実力は本物だったな。
別に敵対する気はないけど、負けるのはやっぱり悔しいわね。
そうだな。ゲームはプレイするだけで楽しいが、一番楽しいのは一番になることだからな。
まあ気を取り直してダンジョンに向かいましょう。
ああ。他のプレイヤーたちとの競い合い、これも VRMMO ならではの楽しみだ。再びこの感覚を味わえるようになったのは、この ALO に入ると決めたから。あの日俺は ALO へのログインを決めたんだ。
いやいや、お3名様お待たせしちゃってごめんよ。上司の管に捕まっちゃってさ。
彼は菊岡誠二郎、総務省の役人で SAO 事件の被害者たち、つまり俺たちをケアする機関のリーダーだ。その日は俺だけでなくアスナやスグハも呼び出された。
おやおや、面白そうな記事を読んでるね。歌姫セブン、僕も気になってたんだよ。
今日は SAO の話じゃないのか？
まあまあ、少し話を聞いてくれよ。この子の歌がまた可愛らしく、それでいて結構レベルの高い楽曲でね、一般人からもかなり評判なんだ。
全てを兼ね備えた少女アイドル。確かに俺も色々と調べたけど、話題性には十分だよな。あの残酷な事件に相対するみたいな平和提唱のメッセージを持つ歌を歌い、その上ルックスまで備わってる。
へえ、お兄ちゃんもこういう子が好みなんだ。
違うよ。俺はあくまで一般的な話をしただけでだな。
でも君たちも興味を持っていたんだね。
俺 ALO にログインしようと思ってるんだ。
え？
その反応されるのは予想ついてたよ。でもさ、SAO のサーバーをコピーした新たな世界、さらに SAO ではできなかった飛行を実現させている。今一番熱いゲームであることは間違いない。
そうだね。私もそう思うよ。
この世界に俺が興味を持つなっていうのは無理な話だろ。
You can tell a true gamer when they escape a death game and want to dive straight into a similar game.
アスナだって興味があるんだろ。
You've got guts, Kirito.
詳しく教えてくれたよな。
Plus, the ability of flight is really appealing. I don't think I could resist. I'd totally want to try out flying like that.
なんだ、わざわざ呼び出すこともなかったか
な。何か言ったか？
いや、何も言ってないよ。それよりキリト君、また VR 世界に行くのは怖くないのかい？
俺たちの経験は確かに辛いことが多かった。でもだからこそ意味のあるものだと信じている。これから VR 世界がどうなっていくのか、あの SAO を継承した世界で行く末を見てみたいと思うのは。
私も行くよ、キリト君。
アスナ
なら私が先輩だからね。二人のナビもちゃんとしてあげなきゃダメでしょ。
よし、そうだな。行こう、二人とも。こうして俺たちは ALO の世界へと旅立つことになった。
あの人たちモンスターに襲われてる。助けてあげようよ。
ああ、そうだな。
助けてくれ
ー。よし、敵がスタンした。この隙に逃げるぞ。
おお。
なんとか逃げ切れたな。大丈夫か？
ありがとな。いきなり強いモンスターに襲われてやばかったんだよ。
Right, I may as well talk about this now. I've already done a video about it, but as you can see, the characters on the right are obviously NPC characters, and you may or may not have noticed, but around town, all of them are pretty similar. Like, there's only a few options. You can create your own character, but it is really limited, and I have done a video on character creation. A link to that is in the video description if you want to go ahead and check that out. I don't know if they will have added more options on this game. I'll have to check that out myself, but for now, go ahead and check out the character creation video I did of the PS3 version of the game. But it is, as I said, very limited, sadly, so don't expect amazing in-depth character creation. What you're seeing on screen now is basically one of the few variations you can get of each race that you can create, so there's only like a handful of options to tweak on each character that you can create. So yeah, it's pretty limited, and that is very disappointing. I would like to see an SAO game where they do an in-depth character creation, and where you don't have to play as Kirito all the time. I mean, they've kind of done it with this one. You don't have to play as Kirito all the time, but the character creation does honestly feel like a bit of an afterthought, to be honest.
さっきのやつ、中ボスクラスだよな。そんなのにいきなり襲われたらさすがにきついよな。
俺たちのパーティーだけじゃこの先のダンジョンに進むのは無理そうなんだよ。なあ、あんたたちも力を貸してくれないか。
あのモンスター、ダンジョンの入り口のあたりにいるから倒 倒さないと私たちも中に入れそうにないね。
そうだな。俺たちもモンスターを倒すのを協力するよ。
おお、サンキューな。あんたらが一緒なら心強いぜ。
ああ、よろしくな。
このボスを倒せばクエストクリアです。頑張ってください。
Oh, you bugger. You went straight for me then.
パパ、敵の体力が半分を切りました。パパ、敵の体力が残り少しです。
You can see the grass swaying in the breeze.
こんなの楽勝よ。クエストクリアよ。やった
ありがとう。君たちは強いな。大したものじゃないけどお礼として受け取ってくれ。それじゃあ俺たちは一度町に戻って準備をしてからダンジョンに挑むことにするよ。またな。
Okay, guys, so I think we'll take a look over here first of all.
ああ、あとは手に入れた石板のかけらをはめれば。
やった！扉が開いた！これで中に入れるね。どんなレアアイテムが眠ってるのか楽しみだね。早く入ってみましょうよ。
そうだな。それじゃあ探索開始だ。
早く行こうよ。
Okay, so our first dungeon, so... So yeah, you will find enemies inside. You'll also find treasure chests, some switches with some pretty basic puzzles. Sometimes you will trigger more story and bump into obviously other NPC characters, stuff like that. The dungeons usually aren't that big, but as you get to the final Dark Islands, they do start to get bigger, and the puzzles do get a little bit more difficult, but in general the puzzles aren't hard at all. Don't forget you can also jump as well, guys, in this game, so if there are flying enemies inside caves, although you can't fly, you can at least jump and do combos in the air. You can even do sword skills in the air as well, guys, so remember that. So I think that's all I want to talk about on this video now, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this here. If there's anything I've not answered in this video, guys, then don't forget to leave comments down below and I will try my best to answer. If you want to see more gameplay of this game, then don't forget to check out my PS3 walkthrough, link in the video description. I'm not going to be doing a full walkthrough of this PS4 version of the game, obviously, because I've already completed it, and as far as I know, it's exactly the same game. There's no like added bosses or enemies or dungeons or anything like that. If there is, feel free to correct me on that in the comments section down below, but I think everything is the same, like the storyline is the same, so there's no point in me doing another Let's Play walkthrough of the exact same game. It looks lovely on the PS4, it feels really smooth, there's a lot more enemies in the environments, and yeah, as you saw earlier, we get some costumes straight away, so you can change the ladies into the towels, as you can see. And yeah, again, don't forget to check out all the links in the video description, guys, to materials that you can gather to enhance weapons, as well as weapons you can pick up by defeating certain missions, a link to my video showcasing the costumes on the PS3 version of the game, links to my Let's Play walkthroughs of Hollow Fragment on the PS Vita and Lost Song on the PS3, and also my gameplay videos of RE Hollow Fragment on the PS4 as well. So that's it, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, favourite, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Take it easy, guys, and I shall see you next time.